Hello everybody. Welcome to my live stream with Britcent. I hope you can hear me okay and see me okay. Let me know, please, in the chats. Hello to our regulars. We have Jani. Hello. Welcome. And Sun. Sorry. Sun Young. Sun Young says, it's a tiring night. I can't wait to enjoy live streaming. Woohoo! Yes, and today is going to be a fun one because we're going to be talking about funny things, humour, etc. So I hope you enjoy this. I've been preparing for this quite a while because I hope to share my screen with you today, which will be something new in our live stream. So fingers crossed it works. I'm not the best at technology, but I'm trying. Hello to Sue. Hello, our regular as well, and Youngdan as well. You can hear me? Amazing. Thank you for letting me know. Hello to Sowu as well. Welcome back. Sunyang says, I love today's topic. Me too. British humour is an interesting one. And I'm looking forward to finding out whether you think these things are funny. The things that I'm going to show you. Do you think they're funny? Are they similar to jokes in your country, etc.? So we're just waiting for people to come online. So we'll give it a few minutes before we start our topic. So until then, let me know if there's anything interesting going on in your lives or in your countries. Here in the UK, life is pretty much the same as usual. We are in lockdown. However, yesterday our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, has, he announced a kind of, I think it's a 5-step plan or something. I'm not sure how many steps it is, but a plan for finally coming out of lockdown. So that was a big event that happened on the news yesterday. AR says, I've watched your live stream, but it's the first time to comment. Okay. Yeah, I'm aware that there must be some people who watch it each week, but don't say anything. So I'd like to say hello to you as well. And of course, don't be shy. Say something. You can even just say a quick comment. So thank you, AR, for joining in today. Sewu says, you look more beautiful today. Oh, thank you, Sewu. That's very sweet. I wish I could see you guys. I'd love to see you all. It's funny because I obviously recognise your pictures and your names, but I would love to put a face to a name one day. Thanks for the compliment. Sunyang says, humour is more interesting because it's related to culture. Yes, exactly right. It tells you a lot about somebody's culture, the things that they find funny, the things that they make fun of, etc. So I think you'll learn a lot about British culture from this live stream, I hope. So hello to Beatrice as well. Welcome back to the live stream. And we have Can as well. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the live stream as well. Okay, the next person, I can't read your name, but you say, hi, I live in London. It's my first time here. Nice. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for joining in. Jenny says, I wish we could have like a Zoom lesson. Oh, that would be great. But you know that Britcent offers Zoom lessons, right? So if you did want lessons with me or any other of my lovely colleagues, you can always sign up to Britcent and you'll have a private lesson. We have some other comments here. I'm studying English, but I'm not good at English yet. Well, you know, you're making a start, which is great. That's the first step. Let's improve together. Okay, you can do it. You can definitely do it. All right, so we've got some new people who joined in real time this time. Brilliant. And hello to Lani. Hello. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about what's happening in the UK in case you're interested. So basically, schools in the UK are going to be opened again in March, 8th of March. That's the plan. Because at the moment, I think we were talking about this last time, lots of parents are having to homeschool their kids. So it's a big deal. So on the 8th of March, schools are reopening. And on the 29th of March, we are going to be allowed to meet outside with people from different households, only outside. And then finally in April, slowly, restaurants, hairdressers and non-essential shops and things like that are going to be reopening, hopefully. So fingers crossed this happens, because we need some we need some good fortune at the moment with this. I'm sure everyone feels the same. Hello to those of you who are commenting now. I think we're going to start our topic in a second, so I'm just saying hello to everyone who's joining. Oh, we also have another first timer here. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. Hello. It is good news. Yes, good news after such a long time. That's right. Yeah. Finally, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, this is a very good idiom. If you guys are not aware of it, light at the end of the tunnel is, it basically means finally we can see some hope. Okay. However, a joke, so we're talking about humor today. Sometimes people say, finally there's some light at the end of the tunnel, and then the other person says, let's hope it's not a train. That's part of British humour over there. So that's one example of humour at the beginning. I will write that expression down, however, because it's quite a good expression. Light at the end of the tunnel. Let's write that on my board. There we go. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Let's hope it's not a train. Lani says, in March, Korean students go to school too. Nice. Very good. That's very good news. Amazing. Good luck. Beatrice says, the schools in Brazil are open, but universities are closed. Yeah, I think in the UK, it's going to be the same. So schools are going to open, but some universities will still be offering online classes here. Some of you are asking me about this sign. This means fingers crossed, which is something that you can actually say. You don't have to do this, but when you're texting, you know, with emojis, you can do the symbol instead. But you could just say fingers crossed, and we use this expression when you kind of hope for something, like I hope that will happen. Yeah. For example, I hope that we can go on holiday this year. Fingers crossed, or fingers crossed that we pass the exam. Okay, it's kind of like a way of saying, it's not really good luck. It's more like, let's hope so. Yeah, it's kind of like saying I'm hopeful for this to happen. Okay, fingers crossed. Yeah, exactly. Beatrice, I hope everything goes well. That's exactly what it means. Yeah. So yeah, good question over there. Charlotte says, what an interesting topic. I was looking forward to it. Okay, so let's get started on British humour. I'm very excited as well today. Young Dan said, British humour is my cup of tea. Nice, nice. What do you like about British humour? Let me know in the comments. So I wanted to tell you guys about the different aspects of British humour today. As in, like, what kind of things we find funny, what kind of things we normally make jokes about in the UK. First of all, we pretty much make fun of everything and everyone. Okay, so it's very common to kind of find jokes about the Prime Minister, about presidents of other countries, leaders. Obviously, we make fun of kind of groups of people in society. We make fun of ourselves. We make fun of our friends. So to make fun of, that's a good expression in case you are not aware of it. If you make fun of something or you make fun of someone, it means that you basically make jokes about that person or that thing. Okay. So that is one key aspect of British humour. Okay, so make fun of something or somebody. Okay, there we go. There we go. So that's an important part of our culture of humour. And in order to make fun of things, of course, we can use different sorts of techniques. So the first one I wanted to tell you about is irony. Okay, So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that word. I'm sure some of you must be, but I'll write it down for you. So irony is the noun form of the word. The adjective form is ironic. Don't say ironical, because I've heard some people say ironical, like saying the ironical thing is, but that's wrong. You have to say the ironic thing is, ironic and irony. So there we go, that's the noun. So we love irony and we love things that are ironic. Does anybody know what irony means? Let me know in the chat if you're familiar with irony and what it actually means. Hello to young Ewan as well. Thank you for joining in. And yes, you're right. After yesterday's statement in the government, people have been booking holidays, I think. I don't know if that's abroad or in the UK, probably in the UK more. Stefania says, my apologies for being late, too sunny outside. It is sunny outside in London. You have to enjoy it, right? So don't worry. I'm glad you're here now. And hello to Chan. Hello. Okay, so back to irony. Sewu says, life is irony. Yes. Charlotte says, it does not make sense. Yes, kind of. Yeah, so basically irony... Oh, okay. So irony is the same in Korea. Okay, all right. Well, irony is when a situation is funny because it's the opposite of what you expected it to be. Okay. So there's so many funny situations you can find because it's the opposite of what you what would normally be the case. Okay. For example, I'll give you a couple of examples of ironic situations or you know. So, for example, if you have a pilot, for example, or a climber, like a rock climber, who is afraid of heights, that would be ironic because, of course, you would expect a pilot who goes up high in the sky or a rock climber who climbs up mountains to be fine with heights. But if they have a fear of heights, then that's quite ironic. It's kind of the opposite of what you would imagine, you see. Or, for example, a Facebook post, like somebody writing something on Facebook, complaining about Facebook posts. It's a little bit ironic, right? Because you're using Facebook, so why are you complaining about it? You see, so that is irony, okay? And you can find loads of jokes about irony, lots of memes as well, and GIFs and things like that in social media about irony, okay? Charlotte says, aha, so I guess you've got that, yeah? So TV says, hello to you too. Right, guys, I actually have a joke that I wanted to show you. It's something ironic. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And I want you to tell me if you can see this. Hopefully you can. Let me know if you think this is funny. There we go. This is an example of irony. Do you think that's funny? Sorry says ha ha ha. Charlotte says ha ha ha. Okay, so you guys get this, yeah. I thought this was quite funny when I saw it. Yeah, a shop saying that they're always open and then closed. Pretty funny. Yeah. Okay, so Sun Young says that in Korea they also use irony a lot in jokes. Yeah, that's it. Always, but it's closed. Exactly. Yeah, it's so ironic. That's right. So this is funny for us, okay? Anything like this is funny. Chan says, I love that kind of joke. Me too, it's great. So this is one of the, you know, major funny things in our humour, irony. Another one is sarcasm, okay? So I'm going to write that word down as well. So sarcasm is the noun. And the adjective is sarcastic. So you can say that somebody is being sarcastic. So we have sarcasm and sarcastic. I hope you can see this. I'm just going to get rid of this and go back to me. So hopefully you can see clearer when I write on my board. Okay, there we go. So there I am. So yeah, that's another very important aspect of British humour. Sarcasm. That's it. So you can say, I'm being sarcastic, okay? If you're saying something. Sometimes people, people say things. So that's the thing about British humour and British people. Sometimes we say very sarcastic things, but we say it in such a kind of dry way. When I say dry, I mean like we say it with a very serious face. That sometimes other people might think that we're being serious, but we're actually joking, okay? And this happens a lot when we make sarcastic jokes, yeah. Sun Young says sarky. Yes, sarky is actually a short way of saying sarcastic. Very good, very nice. It's kind of an informal way of saying sarcastic, yeah. Sarky. So you could say somebody makes a sarky comment, meaning sarcastic comment. Okay, that's how it's written. Young Dan says, British people are good at sarcasm. Yes, I think so. I think they are. I think Americans also use a lot of sarcasm as well in their humour, but it's a little bit more obvious. It's a bit more clear that they're being sarcastic. But with British people, because they keep a straight face, yeah, you might not realise that they're being sarcastic, which could maybe confuse someone if they're not a native speaker or they can't kind of quite catch on to the humour so quickly. And that's also a very good expression, to keep a straight face. So if you keep a straight face, it means that you keep a kind of serious face when you really want to laugh or make a joke. But instead, you don't show it on your face. You stay completely serious. So to keep a straight face, that's a good expression. So for example, if you're in a meeting at work and your boss says something funny, but maybe they say something funny unintentionally, but you don't want to interrupt the meeting by laughing out loud, you might say to your friend afterwards, oh, it was really difficult to keep a straight face in that meeting. Okay, meaning it was really difficult to, not burst out laughing. Okay, so yeah. There we go. Young says, so you just graduated? You must know everything. This is a sarcastic joke. Exactly. So you're kind of mocking the other person's knowledge, I guess. Very good. Janny says, like, wow, you became so early when the person came late. Exactly. Sarcasm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We have a question here saying a poker face. Yeah, I think we use poker face more when you're trying not to let the other person know your feelings, but we use keep a straight face when we think something is funny and we try not to show that we're laughing, okay? So poker face is more when you want to seem confident, when you're not really confident, then you can use that. This one, keep a straight face, is more for joking, like you try to not laugh, basically, yeah. So Sun Young says, when it's funny, but it's really hard not to laugh. Exactly. So I'll show you a sarcastic joke, very similar to the one that Janny just told us rather. Have a look at this. What do you think? Do you think this is funny? This is a classic example of sarcasm. What do you reckon? Do you see how that could be sarcastic? And when you say this, you have to say, don't work too hard. So you have to stress the two. Don't work too hard. You say it in this way. So this is the perfect example, because this guy is chilling out at work. You know, he should be working hard, and we're saying, don't work too hard. Very sarcastic. Yeah. So this is the perfect example of sarcasm, sarky people. Yeah, it's very, very useful. Exactly. Another aspect of British humour that's really important and that you will find in a lot of jokes is puns, a pun. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys know this word. I will write it for you in case you're not sure. A pun. We also call it a play on words. Play on words is another way of saying pun. And this is how it's written. Sewu says, very sarcasm. Yes, you should actually use the adjective in that comment. You should say very sarcastic, because that's the adjective. Yeah. Here we go. So play on words, or you can call it a pun. Just going to move this back so you can see. There we go. So yeah, a pun is basically very common in English because, like most of you probably know, in English we have so many words that mean different things. So we have one word which is spelt in the same way and sounds the same way, but it has like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 meanings. So you can make jokes using these types of words very easily. Okay. I'll give you some examples. Sewu says word play. Yeah, you can also say word play. Yeah. So you can say a pun, a play on words, or you can say word play as well. Yeah. That's it. I love a pun. Me too, Sanyang. I love puns. Yeah. Let me give you some examples. I wrote some down that I wanted to tell you about. I mean, they might be a bit lame, these jokes, but you might learn some new words from them. Okay, so my question, this is my joke, okay? So the joke is, why are teddy bears never hungry? The answer is, they're always stuffed. Let me know if you got that. Why are teddy bears never hungry? Because they're always stuffed. Obviously, in order to understand this joke, you would need to know the meaning of stuffed. Some of you are laughing. This is good. Sanyang says, people who are good at wordplay seem like geniuses. Yes, exactly. You need to be quite clever and quite witty. Yeah. So in case you didn't know, because maybe you didn't, stuffed. So obviously a teddy bear, like a stuffed toy, you know, it's got kind of like, I don't know what they have inside, but they have the outside of the teddy bear and inside it's stuffed with something. But if you say I'm stuffed, it means I'm really full, I'm not hungry. So that's why teddy bears are never hungry, because they're always stuffed. They're always full. So JK says, father joke? Yeah, we call this a dad joke. Yeah, a dad joke. One of those jokes that's like a little bit, I mean, it's funny, but it's also a little bit kind of old-fashioned maybe, or cheesy. Cheesy is a good word for this. Yeah, we call this a dad joke. Like that. Don't use the word father, use the word dad. Dad joke. Yeah. Not dead, dad. Yeah, like father. So yeah, we call that a dad joke. I think some of you probably watched my live stream at Christmas time last year, and I told you about Christmas crackers. So traditionally at Christmas time, we pull a cracker with somebody, and inside the cracker you can normally find a bit of paper with a joke on it, and those jokes are usually dad jokes. So they're funny, but yeah, not that funny. Yeah. A dad joke. Ah, so JK says in Korea you call this an uncle joke. Oh yes, I think somebody told me about this before. Yeah. Julie says, I like the schwa joke. Oh yeah, Beatrice, I want to be a schwa because it's never stressed. Exactly. Yeah, this is the perfect example of a pun. Nice one. Very funny. Okay, let me give you another pun joke. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay. Let me know if you think this is a dad joke, but I found it online. I thought it was a good example of a pun. So you could say, the wedding was so emotional. Even the cake was in tears. Let me know if you think that's funny and if you get it, okay? So if you get a joke, it means you understand a joke. So if you say, I don't get it, it means I don't understand it. Yeah. So even the cake was in tears. Charlotte says, I don't get it. Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine. I might have to explain this one because it might be the word tears. Yeah, so Sun Young says, I can't understand. Young Dan says in tears and you wrote it. Okay. Well done, Young Dan, you got it right. Okay, so this is what I said, in tears, because tears written in this way sounds the same as this word, and tears is like crying. So if you say somebody is in tears like this, it means they were crying. Yeah. However, a cake at a wedding is normally like this. I'm not very good at drawing, but at a wedding you normally have like a cake like this where you have layers, like levels going up, and we call these tiers. Okay, so my joke was, let me tell you that again. The wedding was so emotional, even the cake was in tears. Do you get that now? It doesn't mean it was melting, it means it was in layers, like in tiers, because we call them tiers, yeah? So we have like a 3-tiered cake or a 4-tiered cake or 5-tiered if you have a very big cake. So yeah, I hope you got that. And that's how we can use the word so you see tiers, it sounds exactly the same, but the spelling is different and the meaning is different. So you can make a joke, yeah. And that is a very good example of a pun. I'm glad you got it now. Good. I do have some other examples of puns. I'm going to show you one of them. Again, you have to let me know if you get this because one of the words has 2 meanings. So let me know if you get what it means. If you do get what it means, let me know in the chat because some people might not. So here, have a look at this. What do you think of this pun? Chan says, I'm going to use that later. Go for it, do it. So as you can see, there's a notice on the wall and somebody has stuck a post-it underneath. What do you think, guys? Do you think this is funny? Can you see the joke? Do you get it? Charlotte says, oops, difficult. Yeah, it might be a bit difficult. It kind of depends on your vocabulary knowledge, this one. If you know the meaning of alarmed and startled. Okay, so Julie says alarmed equals startled. Exactly. And what does it mean if you feel alarmed or startled? Can you say that in another way, anybody? Why is this a pun as well? Like, why is the word alarmed a pun? Chan says, I think I've got it. Ray says, nervous. Not exactly nervous. Not exactly. So, in case you're not sure, if you are alarmed, it means that you are anxious or afraid that something will happen. Okay, so you're kind of like, oh no, I hope nothing bad will happen. So that's alarmed. Okay. And startled is also similar. Like startled means like shocked, kind of. But of course, if you say that this door is alarmed, it means that there is an alarm on the door. So don't try, if you try to break in, if you try to like open the door, the alarm will ring. So it's a pun for the word alarmed. So alarmed could mean like shocked, or it could mean that there is an alarm on the door. So somebody's written, what startled it? Like, what surprised the door? What shocked the door? So they're kind of like trying to make a joke about the two meanings of alarmed, basically. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. I mean, I thought it was funny when I saw it. But yeah, you have to know the two meanings of the word alarmed first. Yeah. JK says, I've got it. Charlotte says, oh, so you must have got it as well. Sorry's got it as well. Good. Okay, I have another one to show you. This is a little bit easier, I think. But just to let you know about puns. So we use puns a lot. So puns in everyday language. We also use them a lot in newspaper. So when you read the newspaper, like a lot of the newspaper headlines will have puns in them. So if you do go to read a newspaper headline in English, have a look at it twice, because it might have a pun in there. It might be a joke. And another thing is birthday cards. Well, not only birthday cards, but any cards that we give people. Sometimes we buy cards with a pun, like a joke on the front. I found one here, which is a birthday card, which has a pun on it. It's a more of a simple pun and a fun, like cute pun. Tell me what you think about this one. Obviously, you will need to know the two meanings of the word toast in this case. So let me know if you think you get this and if it's funny as well. Young Dan said, oh, this joke is on another level. Nice. Helen said, oh, so cute. Beatrice likes it as well. Yeah, I thought you might like this. I thought you'd think it was cute. Yeah. Chan says, no idea. Oh, so what is the joke? Why is this a pun, guys? Does anyone explain what it means by toast here? So JK said, is the word toast cheers? Yes, basically, yes. That's right. Mystic says, yes, I've got it. Helen says it means cheers. Yeah, so toast, if you make a toast, it means that you lift your glass and you say, you know, congratulations to blah, 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 or happy birthday to you. So toast has two meanings. It's the verb, which is toast, like make a toast, like let's cheers to celebrate somebody's life, maybe. But obviously toast as a noun is this picture here that we eat for breakfast a lot of the time. Yeah. So Misuk says toast has two meanings, celebrate and bread. Basically, yeah. So as you can see, this is a cute little piece of birthday toast. That's it. Chan said, oh, I've learnt it before. There you go. Yeah. So there we go. This is a good idea for a card, Sewu. I agree. So yeah, we have like loads of these puns on birthday cards or any cards really that are pretty funny. Silly, silly jokes, nothing too hysterical, but pretty funny. Yeah, and we as I said before, like we like to make jokes about pretty much anyone and anything. So we joke about ourselves, we joke about our politicians, we joke about the Queen, we joke about like loads of things. Sometimes you've got to be careful because people might get offended by that. Obviously, if somebody has a sense of humour, then they probably won't get offended. But some people, maybe if you cross the line, like if you go a little bit too far and you joke about something that people are very sensitive about, then it could be a problem. I was actually talking to one of my students the other day about this, about political jokes, like cartoons in newspapers. So in the UK, like it's quite common to find like political cartoons making fun of the Prime Minister. Nowadays, it's more common to find these sorts of ones, like GIFs and memes and stuff like that. And people don't really take them very seriously. But as you guys probably know, in some other countries, people don't like this. They don't like jokes about their leaders and things like this. I guess it's part of our culture. We just like to make fun of anyone and anything, basically. Charlotte says, by the way, where did you get all these memes? Well, what I did was I went on Google and I just typed in pun jokes, sarcasm jokes, and I found a few and I saved them. So yeah, but you can find so many. I had to really make some choices here. JK says, I love Ricky Gervais. Yeah, Ricky Gervais, if any of you are not familiar with him, he's a really great British comedian, and he makes really... he can make some really, like, what's the word? Like, jokes that could offend people. Like, he kind of sometimes crosses the line. That's a very good expression, actually, to cross the line. So if somebody crosses the line, it means that they kind of go over the limit of something being funny, you see, to cross the line. Yeah. So that's a good expression in case you didn't know it. Ricky Gervais is great. Yeah, I personally think he's really funny. He does a lot of stand-up stuff. So if you go on YouTube and type in Ricky Gervais, I will write his name here. The spelling is quite different to how it's pronounced. Let me just check that I've got the spelling correct, because I don't want to give you the wrong spelling. Yeah, I got it right. There we go. So this is his name, Ricky Gervais. He's a famous British comedian. I don't know if any of you are familiar with The Office. He is the boss, the person, like he plays the character of the boss in The Office, UK version. There is an American version as well, which I think is also really funny. But the original one was the British one. And yeah, he plays the boss and he's so funny in that. But he's in loads of things as well. He's in films. He does his own stand-up on YouTube. If you go on YouTube and type in Ricky Gervais, there's a really funny stand-up thing. I think it's called Science. He makes jokes about religion. He's an atheist, like a very, kind of proud atheist. So he doesn't believe in God. So he makes jokes about religions. He makes jokes about people who are overweight. He makes jokes about lots of things that are a bit sensitive. But, I mean, it's pretty funny, I think. I don't know. Some people might not find it funny. You'll have to let me know what you think. Charlotte says, I don't think I can understand his joke without your explanation. Maybe, give it a try. See if you get his jokes. I think they're pretty funny. Misuk says, I think British love jokes and comedy. One of the countries still adores stand-up. Yeah, so stand-up comedy, which is basically one comedian standing on stage with a microphone in front of an audience making jokes. Very common and very popular here. So in London, you can go and see stand-up comedy nights. It's not very expensive. You can just go and see kind of amateur comedians or new comedians doing their thing. Or you can pay and go and see someone really famous like Ricky Gervais at a theatre. And yeah, really popular night out. Really funny. And they like to make jokes about people in the audience a lot of the time. So if you're going to one, you have to be ready to accept the teasing, the jokes, and making fun of you as well. Young Dan said, religion, that is a sensitive topic. Exactly. Yes, it is. It is quite sensitive. But as I said, nothing is off limits. I have a joke to show you which makes fun of our Prime Minister of the UK, Boris Johnson. Tell me if you think this is funny, but I chose this as an example of, making fun of anything and anyone. And here we have a joke making fun of Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister. Have a look. let me know if you think this is funny, if you get it. Yeah. Chan says, Steph, do you think puns are okay when dating with someone I really like? Yeah, for sure. As long as you're, you know, not being kind of rude, I guess. I mean, it depends. We do use a lot of innuendo, which I will tell you about in a second. But yeah, sure. Of course you can use puns. You know, it's quite, people find them funny. Yeah. Young Dan said, isn't there a topic or group of people that you should never joke about in the UK? That's a very good question. Not really. I would say no. You can joke about anyone. Yeah. Obviously you have to know your audience. Like some audiences might not find it funny, and situation as well. But yeah, we make fun of everyone and everything. Yeah. So what do you guys think about this? Misuk says, is it a joke about the virus? Yes, basically. So basically, this is a picture of our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, but much, much, much older, because obviously he doesn't look like this now. But they've kind of aged him. And UK 2035. A few more months, because, you know, he keeps saying to us, the Prime Minister keeps saying to us, you know, a few more months and we'll manage, you know, we'll get over this virus, we'll get over it. So this is kind of like projecting the future. A few more months and we've got it. We've got this beat. This means we will have beaten the virus. We will have won it, won the battle. So it's kind of a joke about the fact that Boris Johnson keeps telling us to, you know, hold on, keep going, just a few more months. And really, it's been over a year now. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah. 24 years later, exactly. Yeah, so it's pretty funny, I thought. We also, so it's the same, it's all about lockdown. There's been so many memes, so many jokes about lockdown. Yeah. I have another one here. So we make fun of ourselves as well, of the people of Britain. Here we go. Have a look at this one. Tell me if you get this, okay? In this case, we are making fun of the English. So, yeah, of course, you have to know the meaning of anarchy in this case. But I think it's pretty funny because it's making fun of our kind of British tea tradition, the tradition that everybody loves drinking tea, and everything can be, any problem can be solved with tea. Yeah. So in this case, anarchy means, yeah, like a situation where there is no government, there's no control in the country. So basically they're making a joke about the fact that if you ask someone, would you like tea? And they say no, this is an example of anarchy, an example of no rules, no control in the UK. This is crazy. Juho says, no tea, no life. Basically, yeah. So this is obviously joking about the tea tradition here in the UK, which I thought was pretty funny. But again, like if you're not really familiar with the fact that tea is a big part of our culture, then you might not get this. But yeah, tea is a big part. So this is an example of anarchy in the UK. And one more thing that I wanted to tell you about is innuendo. One more part of our humour. This is the last one. Innuendo, which is a noun. Innuendo. So that's how you write it. I'm not sure if you are familiar with innuendo. Let me know if you're not. Okay. Actually, let me just get rid of this so that you can see more clearly what I'm doing, what I'm writing, rather. There we go. Okay. So you're commenting on this. The level of British humour is too high. It's hard to understand, Charlotte says. It can be. You're right. Young Dan said, the end of the world. Yeah, it's basically saying, like, if somebody says no to tea, it's like the end of the world. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's an impossible thing. So innuendo, yeah. So say, is it sexual jokes? Yes, a lot of the time sexuality comes into it. Yeah. So innuendo basically means that we kind of make jokes about something kind of taboo, or usually sexual, to be honest. Making jokes about things that are taboo, such as sex. Yeah, like making comments that are kind of funny, but about sex, basically. Very, very, very common. Again, be careful of who your audience is. I didn't want to show you lots of these jokes because I don't know, who's watching this and how sensitive you are. But I do have one or two to show you, which I think are quite funny. But I mean, let me know what you think. So yeah, we basically say things that have, often puns can be used, yeah? So you might have a word that has two meanings and you can use it in a sexual way or a non-sexual way. So sometimes somebody might say something innocently without wanting to say it in a sexual way, but the other person listening might think, oh, ha ha ha, really? So they kind of say, oh, like making a joke about the fact that it's sexual. Let me show you one example that I have here today. I'm not going to over-explain this, okay, because I will probably blush, okay? But here is an example of innuendo, all right? I'm just going to share my screen once again. Let me know if you think you get this. So we have this cartoon. I will show you the last picture in a second, but first you have to look at this. Of course, these people in the cartoon must be American because they use the word mall, which is shopping centre in the UK. So he says, I'm sick of the mall. How about a ride? She says, you like that car more than me. And then he goes, and this is the innuendo. Who's talking about cars? That's the innuendo right there, okay? So let me know if you got that. But that is a typical example of innuendo, okay? You got it? Lots of you are writing KKKKK. I expect that KKK means ha 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 in British in British English. Okay, they get it. You get it, right? Okay, we're all adults here. That's it. So that's a very good example of innuendo. And yeah, this sort of thing is very, very common in British humour. Is it common in your own languages? Do you use innuendo a lot in your languages, or is that taboo? Chan is saying, I'm not sure I got it. Okay, Chan, you need to find out what the meaning of ride could be. That's all I'm going to say. Sun Young says, KKK means ha ha ha. Yeah, I expect so. I don't know. Some people are writing KKK. I expect it means ha ha ha. I don't know. So those are all my funny picks for today, guys. Those are all the ones I've prepared. And I hope you found this funny. I have a joke to share with you. And I want you to guess what the missing word is to my joke. Okay? Lily says, ride, and then, yeah, exactly, Lily. You got it, I think. So I'm going to tell you a joke, and I want you to give me the answer. What do you think the answer is? And then we're going to head off. So my joke is, why did Stephanie throw the clock out of the window? The answer to this joke is because she wanted time to... I want you to fill in the gap. Does anyone have an idea what the end of this joke is? So why did Stephanie throw the clock out of the window? Because she wanted time to... What's the joke? Can anyone fill in the gap? This might be a bit of a dad joke, guys, but any suggestions? I'll give you a clue. It begins with an F. Yay, Helen, you got it! Fly is the answer. Well done. So why did she throw the clock out of the window? So the clock is flying in the air because she wanted time to fly. And as you know, time fly meaning, you know, to go quickly. And in this case, the clock is kind of flying in the air. So it's supposed to be funny. Bit lame, I know, but yeah, it's the best I could do today. So, thank you guys for joining me today. I've had a great time. I hope you have enjoyed this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. We'll be doing a different topic next week. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing you, and I hope you have a lovely week. So, yeah, take care, wash those hands, and I will see you in our next live stream on Tuesday. Also, don't forget that my colleague Flora is also doing a live stream on Fridays now on YouTube. So if you subscribe to this channel, then you will be able to click reminders so that you won't forget me on Tuesdays and you won't forget Flora on Fridays. She's going to be doing like a kind of chat. So it's a lot about culture, lots of chatting. And I'm going to be doing, as I always have, some lessons on British culture as well as like vocabulary and stuff like that. So yeah, take care. See you next week. Bye guys.